Advanced music. Advanced music. Look at the hole closer. You want to make sure your throat. Got to do it with every other orifice. I do it with every other orifice. Do it with every other orifice. Health-wise, you have to be able to squeeze it in. You know, it has to. It is the thing that's going on when you go. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, well, I was. That is one of these. You know, you have to have that whole, you know, when you look at sex, and you have to know that you have a hole and you have something that's going through it. You can't just show how it looks. That's not what I'm teaching here. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm teaching you. The thing that is, it has to do with health, it has to do with living forever. You know, it has to have a continuous. It's got to go through that hole. You got to make sure that your music is like a ring, but not a marriage ring. You got to make it like an actual ring, a circle. An anal hole is what our goal is. Okay, because we shit. And what we eat, we consume, and we take those reasons and we shit them out. And, we also have some things to look at here. One thing is that this error will have, if you don't do this, you'll have these errors here. These are the things that are fixed here. I mean, also things that you observe that you will learn about here, because these are all reasons why there's war. I mean, it's just, this is two hands holding up something. This is a piece of dough. You ever made dough? You ever took water and flour, rolled it like this, and see some guy with a long piece of flour, and it just looks like crumply dough? You know, crumply dough. When it's examined, you know, that is actually someone else's, you know, vagina. You know, when you're holding up hands like this and doing this kind of dance, you know, and this is right in between it right here. It's kind of a silly dance. You ever see someone raise the roof and it wasn't cool anymore? That's because you haven't learned how to do the hole. You don't know how to do you don't know how to do the anal hole. You don't know how to pass through it. When you fart, it better be music. It's got to be closed in. Some more information. This is just nostalgia by now. More information. See this? That's a dick. See this? That's a tonsil. See that? That's a peace sign. It's destruction, It's separation. This is your also throat. And that peace sign is actually not healthy. Lung. It's also a lung. See, your lung looks at a diagram. Your body looks at a diagram. And these lungs out here, it's if you look at all these at the same time, you will finally understand how important life is and not Buddhism. Because they're telling you to do one thing at a time. I believe that you should do all these things at one time. And then you realize your health. When you realize you're looking at tonsils and someone having sex, you're seeing a penis in someone else's vagina, who's cheating on you, of course, because it's not your idea. Some people have sex that way, have had, and it's an error. It's just like when someone's speaking and it feels like they have a little joint right here, and they just have a little thing there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" It's just a big mess on their face. That's an error. And see, sometimes the dick pressure actually, for me, it felt like it was just pushing up, and then there's all this suction and stuff. I was looking at it like that, and I could never get hard that way because it was sucking it up, and there's the two ovular things or whatever you call them. And these should have suction, but they don't in this era. And in this era, where this guy just has, a little piece of dough and he's playing with it, but it's not helping, and then that this, it's just barely hanging up. It's like a tonsil, just going, it has to have, it's got to have a force going on. It's got to have something that's pushing through this shit. The reason you're doing this, the reason you're like, yeah, I like this, it's pumping me up, It's pumping me up, it's got all these errors that are going to happen. And there's some ashes there, because you don't want to just be smoking and being an opposite sex member who's just, that's why they have Wonder Boy face.